Welcome back to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. No first-round draft pick again for the Cavaliers. This because of the Donovan Mitchell trade a number of years ago. They did have 2 picks in the second round. At number 49, they get a guard out of Duke, Tyrese Proctor. How tall? Anywhere from 6'4" to 6'5"-ish. And then with one of the last picks in the draft, number 58. Saliou, is that how you say it? Saliou Niang. He is a forward from Senegal, and his height, I saw him listed in some places at 6'6", other places at 6'9". He's a project. He's a draft and stash guy. Has been in Europe for a couple of years, playing in Italy. He'll probably play there for at least 2 more. I guess the strength of his game is he's an athletic defender. Guys, if we had to hand out a draft grade for what the Cavs did yesterday, I mean, is it even... I don't even know where you begin on that.
It's kind of difficult. I guess B-. It's still in the range of good. I mean, you talk about Proctor. He went. Listen, a lot of people will say this. Hey, you went to a prominent school.
Yeah.
You guys went kind of far in the tournament.
And was mocked much higher.
And his draft grades were a lot higher than what they had. Obviously, he is a shooter. In college, I always wonder how that translates to the NBA because guys are longer, faster, they close out better.
And the line is further.
Yeah, so, we'll take a look and see what that is. But I think that, he's one of those guys that you're looking to replace in terms of Sam Merrill. You got a guy that, may not be on the team. Ty Jerome is a guy we don't know how much they're going to offer him. So he's a second-round pick. There's a roster spot available. It sounds like he wanted to go play for the Cavs, which is kind of a rare thing, like out of college. But look, we'll see how it works out, Jason. I don't know. We'll see what he does this year. Coming up in the summer league, we'll get a chance to watch him play.
My draft grade is the same grade for every draft I ever have to give a draft grade on. Incomplete.
That's what I do too.
I get why we have to do this. It's so dumb for us to sit here and try and grade what people who have been studying this for years and know everything about these guys. It's almost ingenuous.
This is still disingenuous, right?
For us to now come in, but it's the game. We got to play it. For Proctor, I agree with G. These guys are taken where they are because they aren't finished products. If they were finished products, they'd be taken higher in the draft. You're not expecting them to get minutes right away, to contribute right away. This is a process. He's long and he can shoot. He's not very athletic, not very explosive around the basket, but he's got some length to him, and he can shoot the ball, which is what this team needs. So bring him along, and he will have a roster spot. A roster spot does not mean playing time, though. Just because you're on the roster doesn't mean you're going to play. I would expect he'll have time in the G League, and they'll just bring him along slowly and try and develop him. Niang is a total lottery ticket. Most of these guys that are draft and stash guys don't work out. A few of them do, and if you hit on it, great. But most of the guys that you saw get selected last night will probably wind up in Europe, have a nice career for themselves overseas, make a lot of money. A few of them will have impact in the NBA, and some of them could go, and guys whose name weren't even called last night could go on to have a great career. We've talked about that a lot this week, that with the way that the game is exploding and you can find talent anywhere now, and it used to be you had to have a lottery pick to really sort of find top-end talent. You can find that talent anywhere now. Second round, undrafted. Derek White was a nobody. He's now making $20-25 million a year, and he's a key piece of the Boston Celtics. Jokic is another great example of a guy who was taken at the bottom of the second round and has gone on to have a tremendous career for himself. So you can find talent anywhere, but most of them still wind up overseas and not in the NBA.
Yeah, I agree with that. Back in the old days, they used to have to scout college.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You'd scout college basketball, and sometimes you would go outside Division I, but for the most part, you were just focused on the couple hundred teams that played Division I basketball, and everybody, there were no secrets, there were no surprises, but now you have to scout the entire globe.
Yeah.
And as a result, to Jason's point, guys slip through that net.
Yeah.
Guys, impactful guys can slip through that net. So I give it an incomplete. If I had to give it a letter grade, I would give it a B- too, because I like that Proctor was a guy that had a late first round grade by a lot of teams, including the Cavaliers. The dirty little secret of the NBA draft is they try to build it up and make it a made-for-TV event. And because Bronny last year was going to go in day 2, they said, hey, let's do like the NFL and spread the love. This ain't the NFL draft. It's boring after the lottery picks, and I really don't care about it. But we'll wait and see if any of these guys can contribute down the road.